real. Boy, me, girl, what was this a trap? It's physical, only logical. You must try.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's virtual evaluation session, and I'm your host for today. My name is Karan, and I have been sponsored, coached, and mentored in this business by none other than Harsh and Aanchal. They're applying Subodh and Tina, and all the way up to Siddhan Rupgangli. So, before we begin our today's session, I would like to mention some housekeeping rules here. So, please turn on your videos and mics muted during the entire session, and so before we begin our session today, I would like to give a brief introduction about the speakers today. So, well, Harshmit is a construction project manager who came to Vancouver to pursue his master's from University of British Columbia, and Anchal, on the other hand, is a freelance makeup artist and has 12-year plus experience in the industry. So, but apart from their busy careers, they are also building a running an venture in the North American market and also inspiring and helping the other entrepreneurs to do the same. So, with no further ado, I would like to request everybody to help me welcome our speakers today, Harsh and Anchal, with a huge round of applause.
Thank you, Karan. That was an amazing introduction. This is Harshmeet and Aanchal. We are plugging in from Vancouver, Canada. And as Karan mentioned, by background, I'm a construction project manager. Came into Vancouver to pursue my master's at University of British Columbia. And I'm originally from India, a city called Chandigarh. And here's my wife, Aanchal, and I would like her to introduce herself as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Karan, for inviting us. So as she mentioned, my name is Aanchal, and by background, I'm a makeup artist, and I have been in this industry from past 12 years. But yeah, coming here, everything changes. Now I work in a retail industry. But apart from our careers, we are also, building the business venture on the side. But tonight, I want to welcome everybody on the call, especially for the prospects who qualified for the meeting. And I would want to, make sure that you guys are focused enough so that this presentation makes more sense to you. I hope you're able to connect the dots. And this might be a first meeting or a second meeting, depending on who invited you today. But yeah, if you're more focused, I believe the things will make more sense to you. But yeah, I will pass the stage to Harsh, who will be moving on with the presentation tonight.
And
There you
yeah,
go.
definitely, Aanchal, I'll take from here. But before moving ahead, I would like to know who all are here for the first time with their videos on, so they can introduce themselves to me and we can have a bit of chit chat. Just a basic thing, what your name is, who invited you tonight, and a brief background about what you do. Anybody here for the first time? Okay, I have one. I have Josh here. I have Gitanjali. Anybody else? We'll do a tick 1, 2, and 3 before we move ahead. I see Umaya. Umaya,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
request you
new.
to have your video on before we can talk further. But yeah, starting with Josh. Josh, give me a bit of your background and who invited you.
Hi, so yeah, I'm Josh. Subodh invited me, and I'm originally from Bangkok, and I'm in my second year at UBC. Intended to pursue finance next year.
That's perfect. Great. And just a quick thing, like what motivated you to come tonight, or what brings you in this conversation here?
Subodh invited me through LinkedIn, and I had a meeting with him last week, and he told me about the business, and I think it was pretty interesting, and like the ambition and like the motivation everyone has to make this successful. I think I'll fit in this.
Perfect, Josh. That's awesome. I'll catch back with you again. But moving to next, Gitanjali here. Gitanjali, can you unmute yourself and let me know about you a bit?
Yes. So I'm from originally Guyana, a country in South America. I am currently going at Humber College Lecture. I am an accounting major in my fourth semester. I was invited by Dr. Tina actually, and she invited me. We were chatting over LinkedIn, and she mentioned about e-commerce and social media. And I'm huge on e-commerce because my family runs a business. So she gave me the opportunity to come here and see more and like learn a bit more as to how to expand my knowledge.
Perfect. Yeah, guys, like that's great. Gitanjali, Subodh and Tina are very close colleagues of ours. In fact, I've learned so much from them moving ahead in the business. So definitely this will be a great session for you to understand a lot of things about e-commerce, how we implement that, and move ahead into the business opportunity. I have Sai Sanket. Sai Sanket, would you like to talk about yourself a bit?
Yeah, I'm currently studying Masters in Computer Software Engineering at San Jose State University. Currently in my second semester. I was invited by Dr. Ankur.
That's awesome. And what basically motivated you to be on this call? Anything special you're
Uh,
looking for?
yeah, I was looking for expand my network and do new learn new opportunities in the market. So
That's amazing. That's great, Sai Sanket. We'll get back to you again later. And
yeah,
last one I see here is Clement,
thank you.
if I pronounce it right.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, so Clement, the same for you.
All right. So currently working as a call center agent. Also pursuing a degree in finance. I am here for growth and also to add to my experience.
Perfect. Great. One of the things which I can see common in all four of you, everybody wants growth, everyone wants to diversify and do something different, and see this might be one of the opportunities which can help them grow in their life. So yeah, let me jump into the presentation for tonight. If anything there is, I'll probably ask you guys to unmute and help me out with. But mostly it'll be a monologue, so I'll be going through it, and I would like you guys to make as many notes as possible. And once you have that knowledge, I would want you to follow up with the person who invited you tonight to get the best out of it and see if there can be a partnership that can be offered to you into this process and you guys can work together into it. But yeah, let me pull up my presentation here. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see my presentation. You can. Perfect. Okay, great. Awesome. So yeah, let's jump into this. I can see all four of you on my screen here. That's awesome. Business overview, entrepreneurship in the 21st century. What are we talking about here? 21st century is a very different century, as you understand. Today, technology has become so advanced, so vast, that I believe nobody can live without their phone, right? It's so tough. And that is what 21st century is all about for you. And I see, like 20 years ago, when I was pretty much around, like I was 10, 15, around that age group, there was nothing as phone. There was nothing much about technology. There was nothing much about internet. In fact, I still remember the day that I had to plug in my phone cord into my laptop to access internet. And that is how internet was. And today you see everything is just so easy. And this is what the technology has brought. And this is where we are working here. When I talk about business overview, we are talking about how we can leverage this technology to make the best out of it. Let's jump into the reason for the process. What I mean here by process is everybody who's invited here for the first time might have gone through 1 to 2 meetings with their respective business prospects, with their respective business partners, about certain things, about certain principles, about certain understanding of the process or the business before you were invited here today. And one of the major things what they would have talked to you about was mutual trust and transparency. Everybody here would realize that if there is no trust and there is no transparency established, I don't think so there can be a partnership which can be established. And that, I think everybody agrees with that, right? I generally give people this very common example. Let's say you want to buy a McDonald's franchisee and you have $500,000 in your bank account. And let's say the other person has $500,000 and the cost of McDonald's franchisee is $1 million. You would not just meet the person, shake hands, and start that partnership. It's never going to happen. You would like to know that person more, and vice versa. You'll probably develop some trust and transparency before even thinking of moving to the next step. And that is what we are looking here. We are looking for individuals who we can build a mutual trust and transparency with. And for us, that trust and transparency is not based on credentials. I'll be very honest with you guys. It's great. You told me your backgrounds. Josh, as he told me, he's from finance background. Gitanjali told me she's pretty much from the same background, accounting and stuff. Sai Sanket is from technical background. Similarly, Clement is from finance. All you guys have great academic experiences and stuff. You have created amazing credentials in the market. But sorry to say, that might not be the criteria to really go ahead and building a venture for yourself. It's amazing. It's a cherry on the cake. But what we are basically looking in for here is a character which is based on trust, transparency. Are you a person who's accountable to what you say? A lot of people I come across these days, they do completely the opposite of what they say. And that is not what we are looking for, to be very honest. We're looking for what I call this as a hash personality. An individual is humble. He's appreciative of the fact that he's been offered an opportunity to look into. He's smart to analyze it. And most importantly, he's hungry to grab it. Because if there's no ambition level tonight, I don't think so. You guys might even last for another 30 minutes in this conversation. Okay, so all these things are very, very important. And that is what I want to discuss. Moreover, that education, a very important thing, coming from myself, an education background, and plus an engineering background. I've studied materials engineering for my bachelor's and my master's, and I work into the construction industry today as a product manager. But one of the things I have always learned excelling into my career, that I had to take decisions based on facts rather than opinions of other people. If I anyways diverted from the facts, I would have had consequences. And this is where I learned from life that everything, any decision which I had to make, I had to base it on facts rather than listening to somebody's opinions. And that is what the real meaning of education is. A very common example I generally give people, and this is very common, why facts are very important is, who all of you know what law of gravity is? Right? Of what gravity is basically, right? If you are standing on 35th floor of a building and your friend says, oh, I have jumped from this height and it's cool, it's fun, you can feel the air, you should try it out. Do you think you will do that? I don't think so. You understand there's something called as gravity which exists. If you fall, you're gone forever. So you take decisions based on facts rather than having somebody's opinion in life. And that is very, very important. I would like all of you to go through tonight to take decisions on facts. And I'll be going through my presentation, presenting facts tonight and nobody's opinion. Now, it might change according to your friend, your family, your relatives. But again, it's baseless when I talk about it because facts remains constant. Building a case for yourself, again, as I mentioned, integrity and accountability is what drives us to bring somebody on board. We are looking for people who also believe about people before profits. It's very it's very contrary to if you understand about corporate world, because corporate world runs on profits before people, right? If a company is going down, the first thing they will do is they'll fire you. And you can see that in the market today, how the IT industry has gotten affected. I think Sai Sanket would be a great example to make us understand that how IT industry is going down and how all these top corporations like Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Meta, we see firing people on day-to-day basis. Why? Because they want to keep their profits and they don't care. Yeah, right. Okay. Thanks, Sai Sanket, for giving me the thumbs up here. So we here care about people before profits. In fact, we have understood in the business model that we represent that if we can help people to get successful in the process, we automatically become successful in the process. So it's a win-win situation in both the ends. Level of ambition, I mentioned, decision-making process. We're looking for people who can be potentially leaders tomorrow. I'll be very honest with you. We are not looking for only followers. Yes, initially, we would like you to follow a process. We would like you to learn something which we are offering. But at the end of the day, we are looking for people who can be potential leaders. And that is where the real asset building in the market happens. Followers, in my opinion, again, it's an opinion, cannot build major assets. It's the leaders who build major assets in the market. And the major reason out of all this process is what we want to identify from you guys is your why. And this is not for just you four guys. It's for everybody who's available tonight to understand that why are you on this call? Why were you invited? Why do you want to do something beyond your 9 to 5 or beyond your academia or beyond your part-time job? If you understand that why, and if that is the driving force, the what and how is a piece of cake. In fact, there's a great book written. I'm sure you might have come across it. It became very famous recently, called Start with Why by Simon Sinek. Amazing book to go with, that why is important to take decisions in your life. Okay. If not, I'll encourage you to go through that book. Amazing book to go through. And that is the pretty much reason for why we are running this process, to onboard individuals on this opportunity. But what's the agenda for tonight? I'll be covering these 5 major topics, the 4 ways of making money. This is beautifully given in one of the books I think you might have come across. It's one of the very famous books called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? And the author of the book, Robert Kiyosaki, basically made us understand that how people make money in this world. So I'll give a snapshot of that in the next slide. The next thing we'll be moving in, what is asset development, what asset we are talking about, the business plan. Every asset, if you want to develop, you need to back it up with a business plan. And the plan definitely requires a business training. I myself, coming from an engineering background, had no clue of business. I'll be very honest with you. I come from a family of employees where I was completely taught throughout 22 years of my life to study hard, get into a good university, get a good government job, and your life is set. It just changed when I stepped in Canada. It completely changed. Okay, that was not at all the same thing, which I realized being here, because even if you have a great job here, you still can't, like, I live in a place called Vancouver, Surrey region, and to really afford a house here, it's more than a $1.5 million. Crazy, right? $1.5 million. Even if I save like $50,000 a month, let's say, which is a good saving, think of it, how much long it'll take me to just afford a house. Just pure mathematics here. Okay. So this is where I realized that I need to diversify. And for that, I was looking for some business training or mentorship, which I can be provided to build this venture, which we have on board. And I'm very privileged to have that. And at the end, I know everybody gets excited about the compensation, where the money is, how much money can I make? Yes, we definitely have, but after connecting the dots. So yeah, let's talk about the 4 ways of making money. We call that income generator, how people make money. A very common thing, I think I see Josh here nodding his head. He understands this definitely, but I want to go over for all of you guys here. If seen, people make money these 4 ways. Okay, you see here 4 quadrants. They are the employees, self-employed people, business owners, and investors. Now, just talking about employees here, how many of you guys are employees? Yes, I know a lot of them are students, but who work apart from being a student? All of you? I am an employee still. Okay, I think somebody raised their hand without their video, but they are employees as well. They're trying to say. So yeah, so there are mostly employees in the market. Okay, in fact, you will be surprised to see 80 to 85% of the people, world's population is employees. And what do employees do? If you, in a cut short, if you'll see, they trade their time to make income, right? You work for a company, you put time for them, and the time you invest, you paid accordingly, according to the hours you invest, or probably the salary you have according to those hours you invest. But that is cut short what employees do. But one of the things what Robert Kiyosaki says or explains is that employees, though they are trading their time to make money, they never own their time. Their time is controlled by somebody else, which is their boss, right? So they never have that security of life because they know that they can be fired anytime. And why this is a very, it's a myth in North America that I'm secured if I have a job, is because you have no leverage here. You can't train somebody or you can't hire somebody to work for yourself to make that money. It is you who has to put time to make money in this process. And that is what employment is. Okay. A lot of people, when they master a skill being an employee and become a bit more intelligent in that sense, they move to the next quadrant, which is called a self-employed quadrant. What do basically these people do? These people can be doctors who operate their own clinics, lawyers who start their own practices, accountants who start their own firms, engineers who start their own consultancy. These people, what they do, they move from the employee quadrant to the self-employed quadrant, where they still invest their time, but now they make more money. Why? Because they're not profit sharing it with the company they are working with. The entire money goes to their pocket. But again, they still have no leverage in the market. It's not that doctor doesn't work for next 6 months and he'll still keep making money. He has to perform, he has to put his time to make that money, to create that income or living for himself. And that is very, very important to understand. The left side of the quadrant here, when we talk about, which is mostly 90% or more than 90% of the world's population, have no leverage in their life and are just trading their time to make money. And this is where I learned that I do not want to be on this side of the quadrant for the rest of my life, because anything happens to my ability to put time in the market, anything happens, I will lose money or I will never have money. So what intelligent decision I had to take was, how can I move out of these quadrants gradually with time and move somewhere towards the right-hand side of the quadrant, which Robert Kiyosaki explains is the business ownership or the investment quadrant. Now, let me give you a brief understanding of investment quadrant. A lot of my friends today talk about investing into stock market, investing into foreign exchange and all those things and stuff. But they do not realize that when we talk about investment, we don't talk about making an extra $500 or $1,000. When we talk about investment, we talk about living a life on investment. People like Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, these are the people who invest millions, in fact, billions of dollars into investment, and the rate of return is on what they live their life on. But when somebody comes and says that I've invested $5,000 in this portfolio, or I have $10,000 into this, and what the rate of return according to 8% is $800, that is not what you talk about investment. So you need to be very clear when you are talking about creating income in the market, you're talking about creating a substantial income where you can live your life on. Or else you will always be entrapped in the employer self-employed quadrant, where you have to trade your time to make money for rest of your life till you retire, which again is a myth today. You know, one of my business colleagues was telling me about one of his father's friend who's based in Quebec today, and he recently retired at an age of 65. And he told him that he barely has any savings or any pension which came from his retirement, and he has to move back to India to really live his old life. Why? Because the cost of living has gone up abruptly today. The taxes have gone up abruptly today. There's barely money he has to really sustain next 15, 20 years of his life in this in Canada. And that is what investment is all about. So what we are focusing on here, we are focusing on here to move into the business ownership quadrant. Anybody can hear some alarm going behind me? That's my building alarm. Okay. Sorry for that, but it behaves like this quite often. Okay. I hope this won't distract us, but let's move into the business ownership quadrant. This is where we are investing our time to create assets. And when assets are created, they are the ones that create income for us. And in our way, when we talk about assets, we talk about a concept called as network marketing to create those assets. Anybody on this call for the first time who has heard of that concept and would like to explain anything according to their understanding? Anybody? Network marketing, e-commerce network marketing? Anybody who for the first time can unmute and talk about it? If no one, let me jump into it and talk about it. But that is where we are looking to move forward. But what's the business idea? What we are focusing on? Okay. The business idea that I want to talk to you guys tonight is an idea called prosumption. Prosumption is a North American term. It's not a dictionary term in per se, and it's made of two terms, production and consumption. Now, what does that collectively means is, while a consumer has the opportunity to consume products and services in the market, he or she also has the opportunity to produce income out of it. So let's say if I ask Gitanjali, if you get an opportunity to consume your own products and services in the market and create income out of it, how would that sound to you? Amazing, right? Top notch. I can get that, right? Because why? We understand that consumption generally, when we do, is an expense to us. Like I'll give you my example. I have a consumption of $1,000 per month. Okay. If I really do mathematics behind it, $1,000 a month is $12,000 a year. And let's say if my lifetime from today is 50 years, that is $600,000 I will be putting in the market, creating no return out of it. Okay, probably might get some cash back here and there, but that's it. And as my family will multiply, let's say I have a wife and let's say I have children in future, just multiply that number with the number of people you have in your family. It is seen that on an average, a household consumption in North America is almost $1.7 million. And people create nothing out of it. Now, here's the opportunity where we use the same liability of consumption to create a business, a multi-million-dollar business. And this is what I want to discuss you here tonight with the plan or with the idea. Because what we are doing, generally, as we live our life, we go to our job, we spend our time there, we make the money according to the time we put in our jobs, and the money that we bring home, we go to different stores. We go to Walmart, Superstore, some e-commerce stores here and there. We put the money there to buy our products, get the products, and we make a living. That's pretty much the circle we are living our life into. But in the process of doing a job and buying our products, we build somebody's asset. The first asset we build is the asset of our employer, the one we work for. Okay, their company grows, but for us, we just make some income out of it. The second asset that we build is the asset of the stores where we shop. As the more we shop, the more their company grows, the more their revenue grows. So in the entire process, we build certain assets or businesses of other people, but for ourselves, we build nothing. Now, where do we make a shift? We call this shift or shift called as information age model, a shift where what you are given is you are now tied up with exclusive manufacturers in the North American market. You have entire rights of partnership with those manufacturers, and they give you an ownership of your own store over e-commerce technology. Okay, everything is going online. So you are given your access of store over e-commerce. Now, anything you purchase from that store, which is powered by the manufacturers you are tied up with, you do profit sharing directly with them. Generally, this profit sharing was going to Walmart, to Superstore, to Amazon and other platforms. Now this profit sharing goes to you. So let's say if you even buy a small toothpaste, probably a 30-40% of that profit sharing goes back to your pocket. And because you have the ownership and right of selling or buying through the store, you can also create customers through the store and do further profit sharing with the manufacturers in this process. How cool is that? Let's say, Sai Sanket, if you get your own store powered by some multi-billion-dollar exclusive manufacturers where you can make money while buying your products and creating some customers out of it, how would that sound to you?
It's great.
It's great, right?
Amazing.
Like, anyways, I'm spending money at different stores outside. I make zero out of it. Now, that is one part of the business. But the major thing comes in is how can I create it to a multi-million-dollar business in coming future? Yes, I can do some profit sharing of 30-40%, probably out of my $500 expense, I can get back $200. But how about scaling it to a big industry, a big asset where I can sustain my life on? This is where the concept of network marketing or network building assets come into picture. And this is where the manufacturers give you the opportunity to basically leverage the store and market the same idea with consumers in the market who would like to become prosumers like you. So what you are doing in short is you are creating a network-based asset in the market where everybody is a consumer, which all 7 billion people in the world are anyways, but you are giving them the opportunity to become prosumers today. And in that process of becoming prosumers, what you are doing basically is you're driving higher revenue from your network for the manufacturers. And the bigger the revenue you are able to drive, the more profit sharing you create. As easy as the process is. And why networking or creating networks is one of the biggest assets in 21st century is I want to talk about these assets with you. Like, let's say, Josh, I want to talk to you about this. Have you heard of a company called Uber, Josh? Right? Uber today is the largest taxi service in the world. more than $100 billion. But if I just ask you how many cars does Uber own, what will be the answer?
A lot. I mean,
In fact, you
none.
would zero.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Zero cars. And this is very, very important to understand. It's just a platform which has given opportunity to people who own their own cars. Now, these people can drive under Uber's banner or Uber's platform, can do profit sharing with Uber. Most of the profit sharing goes to the people who drive. Some goes to Uber, but that sum multiplied by millions of drivers in the world has made Uber $100 billion plus company today. Smart, right? This is what leverage is all about. But talking to you again, let's say I'll talk to Clement here. Clement, you tell me, do you have a network in your life? Do you know people in your life?
Yes, definitely.
How many people do you know till date?
I
Let's put a
can't
number.
call.
Let's put a number.
Maybe a few.
Maybe a few. Let's say 100,
1,000.
200.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
200 people. How much money do you create with your network?
None.
None, right? And that is very, very important to understand. While you create none out of the network you have created or the network you have established in the market, there are companies who are working or basically leveraging your network to create multi-billion dollars industries for themselves. Here, what it is, you are given an opportunity where you can leverage big manufacturers, multi-billion dollar manufacturers in the market, and impact your network and do profit sharing with them. As easy as that. I know it's quite technical. Probably the first time it not be the best way to understand everything. And that is why I'll encourage. Okay, I have an invader here. But give me a second, guys. Perfect. Okay, we are done with that. But yeah, so that is pretty much it. But I would like everybody to follow up with the person who is invited to give much deeper understanding of the concept and how it works. But I hope with this, what I explained, you guys understand what we are focusing on. But the question comes down to is, who will be the manufacturers who will provide you with this opportunity? Walmart doesn't do that. Amazon doesn't do that. Costco doesn't do that. Superstore, one of the biggest chains in Canada, doesn't do that. Who does that? Okay. And this is where we are tied up with one of very exclusive manufacturers, which are biggest in the network marketing industries today. Now, before jumping into the manufacturers, I want to ask some questions to you guys again. Okay. Who has heard of something called as Forbes magazine? Anybody? Forbes magazine. Yeah, perfect. Everybody. Forbes magazine is the biggest business magazine in the world. In fact, the most popular one. Okay. One thing. Who has heard of something called as patents? Patents. Some of you guys know. I think the engineering guys know more about patents and stuff. Okay. So the company I want to talk here to you guys tonight is a company called Amway Corporation. Okay. Amway stands for American Way. And let's talk some facts about this corporation and how they provide us the platform to be in our own business. Amway is an $8.9 billion global industry in 2021. Not million, not 1 billion, almost 9 billion. Like, you'll be surprised to know that there are 9 zeros in a billion. That is what Amway is. Amway is existing since 1959. Like pretty much my granddad's era. Okay. That means it's been in the market for 60 plus years and it is going strong. Now, one of the things I again realized was I would like to tie up with a company which has sustained the market in all those years, and not some company which came today or manufacturer which came today and vanished. That was the second thing. It has profit shared $63.8 billion with people who have worked in collaboration with them as their manufacturers. $63.8 billion. Now, Forbes magazine here, they're 43rd on Forbes magazine in 2021, America's largest private companies. That's a great number to have. And for research people, R&D people, they have 900 plus patents under the name. 900 is a lot of number. You know, just to get one patent, how much efforts and money it requires. They have 900 plus patents under the name. And one of the best things in the product side of things, because they have huge range of exclusive products they carry, they have 180-day satisfaction guarantee on all their products. Not 30, not 60, 180 days. That is 6 months. That means if you use a product and you're not satisfied within 6 months of that product, you get all your money back. I personally never experienced that in any product I bought in the market before that. So that is a snapshot about Amway Corporation, who we are tied up and who give us the opportunity to own our own e-commerce store in the market. Now, what does Amway carry? Because that is very, very important to understand. And who do they have tie-ship in the market? That's also, again, a very important thing to establish that credibility. Amway has certain exclusive brands they carry under their umbrella, which they acquired in last 60 years and which you will not find in any shelf of Walmart, Superstore, Costco and stuff, because they're completely exclusive to them. I hope everybody understands what exclusive brands are. Like, I don't know if anybody has gone to Walmart and seen something called as Great Value. Do you know Great Value brand? Great Value is Walmart's brand. Okay, it's their exclusive brand. You won't find Great Value anywhere else. Similarly, been to Costco and found something called as Kirkland. That's Costco's brand. Okay, they have exclusive rights to sell it. Similarly, Amway has exclusive rights to sell certain brands which they acquired in last 60 years. And the biggest brand they acquired under their umbrella was a brand called Nutrilite. Nutrilite is the #1 selling vitamin and dietary supplement brand in the world. It's an industry in itself of $1 billion. In fact, a couple of $1 billion. The research behind Nutrilite is so vast that I am not even capable or qualified to talk about it. It's so big. Okay, that is what Nutrilite is all about. The second brand, or one of the brands in health and nutrition, is Excess Energy and Excess Sports Nutrition, which is a Californian brand which was acquired by Amway a few years ago. Now, people who are gym freaks in fitness, want to gain weight, want to lose weight, this is where you go and buy your products. They have cool energy drinks, protein powders, post-workouts, pre-workouts, anything you're looking for yourself, it comes under this umbrella. Body Key, again, one of their brands which they acquired, basically focuses on weight loss programs. So pretty much on the health and nutrition side, they carry whatever you are looking to lose, gain, fit, whatever you. So they pretty much cover all the aspects of how you want to be or look in your life. The next thing, and I think this might attract a lot of girls today, okay, is their beauty and personal care brand. Artistry is one of the top 10 brands sold exclusively by Amway. And this basically carries all the skincare and premium makeup products in the market. Artistry is again a $1 billion industry into itself. And most of the products carried by Artistry are vegan. In fact, Artistry has been associated with people like Sandra Bullock. I don't know if people know about Sandra Bullock. She's one of the very famous actresses. There was a movie that came, Gravity. She was one of the lead actresses of that movie. Jennifer Lopez has been spokesperson for Artistry. Artistry has been represented in New York Fashion Week. It has even sponsored Miss America taken competition. So Artistry has a lot of credibility in the market, and we have exclusive rights now to have that, consume that, and sell that in the market. How cool is that? That is the ownership you get in the market, and that big it is. G&H is their body care series. So everything you use in the body side is carried up by G&H. Glister is their oral care series. Again, completely vegan series. Satin Q is their hair care series. So anything you're using for your beauty and personal care, again, has been taken care of in their exclusive brands. They have other home care and home tech brands. Everything you use to clean your house, laundry, dishwashing, everything comes under it. They even have some technological savvy tech brands like eSpring, which is one of the top, the #1 water filtration plant in the world. Atmosphere, the #1 air filtration plant in the world. In fact, this can even absorb coronavirus. That is the technology behind the Atmosphere Sky, which is the air treatment plant, and iCook, which are one of the top utensils made of duralumin. I think that's the material, because I'm a materials engineer, I know a bit of it. but it doesn't corrode in normal cooking conditions. Most of the utensils corrode with time. This has 25 years warranty under its name. That sort of products they exclusively carry, and we have complete rights to it. But that's not it. That's the exclusive side. They have certain special offers and discounts going through some partnerships in the market. Companies like Apple, Bank of America, ADT, TurboTax, Office Depot, ESSO, MBNA, TD Bank. So where you spend some of your money here and there, you can get better offers and discounts because they have exclusive tie-ship with Amway Corporation. And this is how huge your product system becomes when you're looking to consume your own products. Of course, being exclusive, you make most of the profit, and with other brands, you make less. But that's common sense. It's like Walmart makes most of the profit through great value and lesser through other brands which they carry. But that's about Amway. Okay. And why do we choose Amway? There is very, very important reason, or why I chose Amway when I started it. The biggest reason was it being the #1 company in the direct selling or network marketing industry for consecutive years. Now, why would I not want to tie up with #1 company? Why do I have to tie up with the #2 or #3 company in the world? I would rather be with #1, right? It's common sense. And that is what made the first sense to me why Amway. The second thing was diverse product selection. A lot of companies have a particular product which they focus on for consumption or selling. I wanted diverse things. I am into fitness. I love fitness products. My wife loves skincare and makeup products. We both can work together to build this business. We don't have to really sell only one particular product or use one particular product to live our life. Another thing was it operates in all 50 states of US and in 100 countries and territories in the world. So it's not something we just started yesterday and is only present in Vancouver, Canada. It is in 100+ countries, pretty much spans the entire Europe, entire North America, majorly South America, and majorly Asia, and some countries in Africa as well. Okay, so this is where it has been in 100+ countries and been existing since last 60+ years. Okay, so these are the few reasons that made me think and understand that these are facts. This is why I want to plug in with a company where I can sustain a long-term business for myself and do profit sharing with. But again, the backbone of the company is not just the products. The backbone of you building an asset comes and boils down to your business education. How do you learn to build a successful network marketing business for yourself? And this is where, giving again my example, I don't come from a business family. I don't have any business education under my belt. I needed to learn from people who were successful in the market or who could coach and mentor me to be the same. And this is where I was very privileged to get associated with BWW, Brit Worldwide Corporation, which helped me with coaching and mentorship, mobile apps, business conferences, and streaming audio and video. Okay, there's another announcement. Guys, let's be patient for a minute. Perfect. Thank you for that. So that's basically the business training and education system which we are leveraging. And that is where everybody here on this call has the opportunity to connect with. It's not just about products. It's not just about starting your own business. It is about getting mentorship and coaching from successful individuals in the market who can help and guide you to become successful as well. You know, it's like walking a landmine, but you have somebody who's walked that landmine before and you can just follow their footsteps and not get bombarded. That's pretty much what BWW is all about. Okay, now how does this work? How do they come together and how do we create income? Because that is where the real interesting part comes into picture, right? Amway on one end does all the things. They do the business opportunity, they take care of the compensation structure, they do manufacturing, they do R&D, accounting, logistics, what you say they do pretty much. On other hand, BWW teaches you how to build this business asset, the networking part of this business. They focus on to that. And what you are focused on is basically leveraging both the aspects of the business, which is Amway Corporation and Brit Worldwide Corporation, and work with your team or your partner to develop this business or develop a network and customers on the site. These are the three aspects which you will go through every time in this business: Amway Corporation, Brit Worldwide Corporation, and your business partners. Okay. But let's jump on to how do we make money. Okay. And this is a lot of mathematics here. Okay. I'm sure the first time if you are here, unless you're not like Josh, who's a mathematics finance guy and knows his numbers, it might be tough. Because when I saw it for the first time, it was tough for me. I'll be very honest with you. But again, I will try my best to wrap this up in a few minutes and let you know how you create money. The first very basic way to create money in the business is a retail to wholesale profit. Okay. Any product that you buy from the platform for yourself is 10% off to you. Okay. So you as a business owner get 10% off on all your products, no matter whatever product it is. That means any customer you can create through your business who wants to shop through your e-commerce website, he has to pay 10% more for that product. That means that 10% goes in your pocket directly. So that's the first sort of profit which you can create. The higher the retail you can create through your e-commerce platform, the more profit you can keep for yourself. But that is just one of the smallest ways of making money through the business. Moving into the major part of making or creating this asset is something called as performance bonus. You see a chart on the left, which ranges from 3% to 25% of profit sharing. And how does this come in intuition? So every $3 you spend, or approximate $3 you spend in the market buying products or selling products, you create 1 point, or we call it PV, point value. So every $3, easy, 1 point you create. Now, in this example, there's an example given here where it is shown that you as an individual or as a couple creates 150 points. 150 points is $450. Easy mathematics, right? 1 point is $3. 150 points is $450. Now, this $450 or 150 points is not created just by your own personal use. Let's say 100 points you were able to retail through your website, or you were able to create clients in the market. Okay. Somebody wanted a shampoo, somebody wanted a protein powder, somebody wanted a makeup. You were able to create a retail with them. And for your own good, you probably had 50 points for your own use. That means $150 of own consumption. Total becomes 100 plus 50, 150 points. With 150 points, your retail profit, I don't want to go into uplift right now. Again, it's very intrinsic. I want the person who has invited you to cover these things. But in short, if you are able to create a business of $450 according to this and leveraging the scale, you are at bottom of the scale, which is 100 points, but below 300 points. Excuse me. At this point, you have 3% profit sharing in the market, and all that profit sharing creates you a monthly income of around $67. Sorry, again. So just to realize here that you using your own products and creating some retail in the market, you are able to create $67, $68 additional, which is $814 on an year's time. Now, I started this business when I was a student pursuing a master's, and I realized if I can create that extra money just using my own products and creating a couple of clients on the side, this can take care of my medical insurance, MSP. Who pays MSP here? Yeah, just pays, right? It's a very common expense of $60, $70, which one has to pay, or probably your mobile phone bill. So you literally, you change your buying power from the market to your own e-commerce website, and you created some profit out of it from get-go. That's where the business started. But that's not even the starting. The real start happens is when you are worked with your partner to create a network. And let's say in this mathematical modeling, we create a network of 6 individuals who were consumers and want to become prosumers in the market. Now, as you see, these 6 people associated with you, let's say they also do the same thing which you did the last month. They also did their 150 points. You did your 150 point. The total number of points now increased to 1,050. That means your profit sharing in the performance bonus grows to 12%. And with all that profit sharing happening with you and your team, subtracting what these people made, because they are at 150 points, so they will make the same money what you made. You keep a monthly income of $330 now. Your income grew from 67 to $330, which is approximately $4,000 an annual income. On the side, you creating a network of just 6 individuals. At this point of time, Amway adds a 30% additional qualifier for you, which is an additional 90 points or $90 for you. So if you see the total, it's somewhere around $420 you create on a monthly basis if you have created a business like this. Now, I have given an example of 6 partners here. It can be 6, 16, 60, 600. It all depends on your ambition level and what sort of network you want to create in the market. So you have to discuss with your coming potential business partner or coach what sort of business you are looking if you qualify in this business. Now, because this business is not restrictive, these people will like to create their own assets as well. They would like to create their own networks as well because they want to create more income in the market like you want to create. And let's say everybody duplicates with 3 more business partners. Just normal mathematical modeling, 4 in one group, 6 groups like that, 24 people, 1 U, 25 people doing 150 points is 3,750 points. You end up somewhere around 4,000 points on the scale, which is 21% profit sharing. Your monthly income at this point is somewhere around $1,400 every month. I was very excited for this. You know why? Because being a student, this was a sort of income I was creating working part-time job. Now, this sort of income I was able to create just building my own asset on the side where I didn't have to trade 80 hours every month. And I could concentrate and use those 80 hours doing other things in my life. This is where things changed for me. For people who are professionals here or who have 1,400 can take care of their rent, can be a big part of their mortgage, can take care of most of their bills in their life. That is how I looked at this income at this point of time. And plus on this, Amway provides you with additional incentives, again, 30-40%, which in total makes your monthly income more than $2,000 every month. I don't even want to talk about it. There's a lot of money, but I just want to wrap this up because I'm short of time here. Let's say these 3 people duplicate with 2 each. I call this model 632. It can be any numbers again, as I told you. Total number in one team is 3 here, 3 teams like that, 9 people, 1 this lady, 10, 6 teams like this, 60, plus 1 you, 61 people, doing 150 points. You are way above 7,500 point scale, which is the top of the performance bonus, 25%. 25%, your annual income is somewhere around 34,000 or monthly income of $2,900. With again 30 and 40% incentives, which you can make 12 months in a row, it is 843 plus 1,125. You're making somewhere beyond $4,000 every month. That's an additional $60,000 every year. If you don't include the taxes and stuff, that's around like an income which you create through your job around $85,000. That is an asset which you have created in the market for yourself by leveraging with the network of individuals who wanted to partner up with you and understood the concept that they wanted to be a prosumer rather than just being a consumer. They were intelligent enough to understand that it was common sense to make money through their consumption. And that is what you result at this point of time. And that's not it. There's a secondary bonus which comes from here, which you call as leadership bonus. And I want to sum this up very quickly. Let's say you started with these 6 individuals when you started this business. And let's say you can help this individual, one of the individuals in that business model, to create the same income source what you were creating, which is $60,000 or 7,500 points he qualifies. Amway from their pocket give you 6% additional income. The 6% pretty much goes to your generations, okay, to you, your family, and your kids, and that is almost equivalent to $1,350 per month. So the more the organizations you are able to impact and help to reach to the point where they create that profit sharing of 25%, that 666% keeps adding to your bonus check. How cool is that? It's pretty much the same concept what Ray Kroc did in the market when he established McDonald's franchisee. He sold the franchisees and took 4% each from each franchisee. The number of franchisees he was able to establish in the market, the number of 4% he was able to make. And that is what is basically the passive source of income. That once created right, that 6% goes for your entire lifetime. And in fact, we have great individuals on this call who have created and impacted teams of 3 or 6 and have created this sort of income scale in their life. But a lot of people have this question. Who has this question? This is a pyramid scheme. Pyramid. Can I hear it? Pyramid. Okay, I want to talk about this. A lot of people have this thing. This is a pyramid scheme. Okay, what first of all have to realize or understand what does pyramid scheme means. Okay, or what is a illegal pyramid scheme or what is a legal pyramid scheme? Illegal pyramid scheme is where the people at the bottom had to work or perform while the people sitting on the top make all the money, which is pretty much like a corporate world where CEO makes most of the money while you as an employee always have to work hard, right? This, when I talk about the business structure here, it is a performance-based income structure where the person who's sitting on the top might or might not create most of the income. Given in this example, let's say A, this is me here, okay? And I'm only able to impact, let's say, Josh on this call. And Josh is quite fired up and he's able to impact 6 teams or 3 teams here who all provide him with 6% income. And let's say one of the person in Josh's team is Gitanjali C, who is way more ambitious and she is able to impact 6 teams in the market and create 6% of 6 checks. I started the business. I introduced Josh. Josh introduced Gitanjali, but who made most of the money? Gitanjali, right? 6 checks are always more than 3 checks is always more than 1 check. And that is where one has to understand that it's a performance-based income than a position-based income. It's very, very important thing. A lot of people fail to understand this thing. And I want to make this clear. Your performance and not your position creates income in this business for you. You are offered great trips by the organization as you qualify under certain pin levels. You qualify to that 7,500 points and you sustain that for 12 months. You are given free trips to go to Orlando, Arizona, Hawaii, New Orleans. Every year, if you qualify and maintain that, you get a trip for you and your family, totally taken care by Amway, which is pretty much a $10,000+ trip every year for you, taken care by them. How cool is that? My company never provided me that. No matter, I've been working for them since the last 6 years today. Okay, that's something cool about it. They reward you red carpet. Okay, but majorly what we are looking here tonight, and I would like to call my wife here as well again. Okay, we're looking for people who have the desire to learn and grow, people with integrity and accountability, as I mentioned, fact-based decision making. I talked to you about facts. I want you to ponder facts and then take a decision. There will be people in the market who will be giving their opinions, but they don't count unless they have fruit on the tree. As easy as that. No common sense required for this. Strong values and positive attitude. We are looking for people who want to uplift other people and not bring other people down. And majorly, people who are willing to accept mentorship and learn and grow. People who know it all might not be able to create and sustain a great business for themselves. It's the people who are always willing to listen and learn. And that's pretty much from me tonight. Want to call Aanchal again here, but we want you to schedule a follow-up meeting with the people who invited you tonight. Study the material which they gave you, identify your goals and values, and build a case for yourself, because we would like to see you on the team the next time. Okay, but that's for us tonight. Aanchal, if you want to cover anything from here.
Yeah, great presentation. Just wanted to share our why we wanted to do something beyond our 9 to 5. You know, coming to North America, I understood one thing, that the economy is so volatile and an active source of income, which is our job, can get affected any point in time, because we neither control the time nor the money. That's why we wanted to build something sustainable for ourselves, something for long term. And this opportunity made a lot of sense to us because there was no real investment. So no real investment means no risk. And then we could keep our jobs and still build the business on side of it. And then also it could be a global income potential for you, because Harsh mentioned that it is operated in 100+ countries. So you have that as well. There is no infrastructure, no employees. So that means there is no overheads. So we wanted to definitely build something without investing millions of dollars into it. So this is absolutely an amazing business opportunity for us. Now, your thoughts might be different. You might not want to do it, or you might have some other ideas. That's totally fine, because this is also a qualification process that you guys are going through, because we're only looking for individuals who really want to do something for long term. And this business also provides you with great mentorship. So people who do not come from, business backgrounds, you get an opportunity to learn from people who can definitely guide you, and you will be able to learn and grow the most there. for me, it was very different. I came from a business background and was always taught to work for myself, to always be my own boss. So that's why it also made more sense to me, because my father, he owns a traditional business. In fact, he owns multiple businesses, but I never saw him home. So that time factor was utmost importance to us, for our family, for our future, because we don't want to just spend our time, working all our lives. We want to spend that quality time with our family, going back whenever we want to. And most importantly, freedom also mattered a lot to us, because when once you are in corporate world, you're always tied, or you're always in that rat race where you have to go to your job no matter what. So those are the few factors that we wanted to accomplish in our lives. And I hope tonight you guys were able to relate with Harsh. And please book a follow-up meeting with whosoever invite you tonight, because that is very, very important. If you do not understand anything in the presentation tonight, that person might be able to give you more insights. And with that, we'll pass it on to her, to Karan.
Karanjot. Yes.
Wow, what a wonderful interactive session. So with that, I would like to thank all the people who are in this session tonight. And I would request the people who are here for the first time to connect with the person who invited you here and log out from the session. And rest of the IBOs, I would request you guys to join the training. And that is all for today. And good night to all.